Hello, friends, and welcome to another Pauper League. I am Cooper the Red, and this is Blue Fairies. This is a deck that has been in the Pauper format for quite some time. Um, we've seen some small changes here and there, and I think we're still going to go over the deck, but if you are already very familiar with this deck list, feel free to go ahead and skip to round one, unless, of course, you're watching live. All right, so let's start off with some of the new cards here, or at least new to me. Brine Barrow Intruder is something that has been seeing a lot of play in the deck recently, and it has replaced Delver of Secrets, and this has been a premium switch here. So one of the problems with Delver of Secrets is that you never really wanted to trade it in for your ninja. It either would be terrible on attack as just like a vanilla 1/1, or you finally flip it to a 3/2, which is not easy to do in this deck. And then you're not going to want to switch it for a Ninja the Deep Hours. You're going to want to continue smashing with your 3/2 flyer. So Brine Barrow Intruder gives us another combat trick, allowing us to potentially save a ninja. And it's a fantastic card to be bouncing back to our hand with our ninja so that we can play it again with flash and again give a creature -2/-0. The other humans in the list, we have Moon Circuit Hacker and Ninja of the Deep Hours, or MC Hacker and Deep Dish. And these are a really, really big part of why this deck is so good. They're going to allow us to, first off, accrue some card advantage. Their abilities help us to draw cards. And then they're also going to allow us to replay our cards with Enter the Battlefield triggers. So Fairy Miscreant, Fairy Seer, Spellstutter Sprite, even the Cryptomancer and the Brine Barrow Intruder. Basically, everything that isn't a ninja is going to be doing something cool when it comes into play. Um, Now, along with our humans, we're also playing some fairies and a moonfolk. The Fairy Miscreant is going to allow us to draw cards if we have one or more of them already in play. There was actually a bug for a little while where Fairy Miscreant would just always draw a card regardless of whether you had another one, but fortunately that was solved. Hopefully the Chain Lightning bug is solved soon too. Um, we've got Fairy Seer. When this comes into play, you're able to scry 2. This is really going to help us out with keeping those low land count hands. You got a 1 land hand with Fairy Seer, then maybe you are actually going to want to hold on to it because you can, like scry 2 cards. If you don't find a land on them, that's 2 cards to the bottom, and that's a lot of looks to try and find that land. Uh, Rounding out the fairies, we have Spellstutter Sprite. For actually quite a little while, Spellstutter Sprite was, there were people calling for a banning. I was one of them. This card is super, super strong. And if you were playing Pauper, let's see here, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, this was one of the strongest blue cards. Between Demir Fairies and Izzet Fairies, Spellstutter Sprite was just an absolute nightmare, and being able to combine it with the various ninjas to be able to play it and then replay it, very, very strong. Finally, our final non-human is actually another ninja. We're playing a one of the Saiba Cryptomancer, an 0/1 for 2 with flash. But here's the kicker, right? Like, this thing has backup. So we're actually able to, at instant speed, give one of our creatures hexproof. So we can throw this down when an opponent plays like a removal spell on our ninja and save the ninja, give it a boost, +1/+1 counter. And yeah, like this seems pretty good. This is a new card, and we're only playing it as a one of, replacing one of our mutagenic growths. It is a little bit heavy on the mana, costing 2, but it is giving us another non-human to go along with our of one mind, and I really think that backup hexproof, if we get that to go off, is going to be potentially game breaking. So the first of the spells we're going to go over here is of one mind. I've been talking a lot about fairies and humans. Well, fairies are a non-human creature, so if we've managed to get a fairy and one of our humans down, we're going to be able to draw 2 cards for 1 mana. And I mean, if you've played Affinity before and have cast Thoughtcast, then you know how strong that is. Um, this is another big reason to play the deck, being able to just, for 1 mana, draw a ton of cards. This deck is really good at drawing cards. Okay, we've also got 4 copies of Counterspell, another extremely strong blue spell. Just 2 mana, counter any spell. That's all, and it does the job, exceedingly well. If there is a threat we need to deal with, Counterspell can usually take care of it. And if it's too late to take care of a Counterspell, maybe it actually isn't because we have Snap. We can return a creature to its owner's hand and untap 2 lands, and Counterspell casts 2. So being able to snap a Gurmag Angler can be very strong, or basically any threat, and then being able to counterspell it on the way back down. And if you were watching the other day when I was playing the Black Sack Proliferate deck, sometimes Snap is just basically as good as a removal spell. So we'll see if we get an opportunity to show that off. Moving along through the rest of our spells here, we've got 3 copies of Mutagenic Growth. This used to be guaranteed 4 of, but we are playing the one of Cryptomancer. So we're only at 3 right now. This card here is kind of pulling double duty. First off, it is going to save some of our creatures from removal spells. It can save Deep Dish from a Lightning Bolt. Same with Brine Barrow Intruder. It's also a fantastic combat trick. So if our opponent blocks one of our creatures thinking that they have the upper hand, we can Mutagenic Growth for 2 life, and then our creature maybe will be bigger than theirs, win in combat, and that's a great thing. Because this deck is so good at drawing cards, we don't mind throwing away a card to boost our power and toughness. If we can throw a card out of our hand to save a creature in play, that's fantastic because our creatures in play are going to be getting us card advantage. We've got 2 copies of Spell Pierce. This is rounding out our counter suite, 4 counter spells, 4 Spellstar Sprites, and 2 Spell Pierce. This is going to kind of help us out against a lot of red decks, or I mean, it hits a lot of different spells. So any kind of removal spells, sweepers, maybe we can hit that with Spell Pierce and turn things around. So yeah, that's basically the whole main board here, except for the 18 copies of Snow Covered Island. While it's not really any loss to be playing regular islands, is it Faeries is still on people's minds. And if we're playing Snow-Covered Islands, then in those first few turns, the opponent won't know which deck we're playing. So by playing a Snow-Covered Island, we are actually concealing some information. This is one of the rare cases where I would recommend running Snow-Covered Islands, even though there's no cards in the deck that that actually use snow covers. As far as the sideboard goes, things have changed a little bit since the last time I played the deck. We're playing some Relic of Regenitus. Graveyards are pretty important nowadays. Right off the top of my head, I can think about like Dimir Terror, so having a Relic of Regenitus to be able to peel cards out of the opponent's graveyard turn after turn can really slow them down. And if we're able to slow the Terror opponent down, then we'll have the upper hand because our deck is very fast. We have 2 copies of Gutshot. This is going to be fantastic in the mirror match, and we can also bring it in versus some other creature decks. If we run into like an Elves deck or something, we could even bring this again in against walls if we really, really wanted to, since they do play quite a few X1s. We've got a copy of Steel Sabotage to go with our 4 copies of Annul. So Steel Sabotage is going to be allowing us to counter an artifact spell, return an artifact, or return an artifact to its owner's hand. Going to be pretty decent against Affinity, having a 1 mana counter spell. We've also got 4 Hydroblasts and 1 Blue Elemental Blast. Obviously, these are going to be up against the red decks. We didn't face any red decks yesterday, but that trend cannot continue. So red decks are one of the most prevalent decks in Pauper right now, and we're packing a full 5 copies of blasts to deal with them. And as I mentioned before, we all are also running 4 copies of a null. Again, this is for the affinity matchup, and also we can bring this in versus like Bogles. Pestilence isn't as much of a problem as it used to be. Generally, Orzhov players are playing Orzhov Ephemerate at this point, but I mean, we would never want to see like a Pestilence resolve. That would be an absolute nightmare. Anyway, so that's the deck. So let's head into the matches. Right away, we got that 1 land hand with Fairy Seers. We got 2 Fairy Seers, though. And if we manage to find a land, we've got turn 2 Deep Dish. I'm keeping this. Adoxy, hello, hello. I'm happy to hear that the hours are a little bit more friendly. I think that my friends would agree as well. They were always telling me, you stream too early, I can't watch it. So no lands here, so bottom bottom. Steve, whoa. Going back to work, but can't stay. Just wanted to say, hope you're doing well. I'm doing well. Uh, Thanks for coming by, and check out the YouTube. All right, Lava Dart, nothing we can do about that. We don't have Muta. Let's see if we can find that land on top. We had 2 looks. This is card number 3. Do we find what we need? We do not. All right, so let's play another Fairy Seer. Get another 2 looks for a land. We find one. Pass back. There's an Epicure. Take a point from that. And a Galv Blast to get rid of the Fairy Seer. Unfortunate. We do get a land here, so we can hold up Counterspell, and we also have the Brine Barrow Intruder to block and kill that Epicure. All right, that's 1 critter taken care of. They still have 5 cards in hand. And they've got a Chain Lightning for the Brine Barrow Intruder. Nothing we can do about that. Nerdy Orion subscribing with a Prime. Thank you so much for the support, my friend. Someone's got to do something about that storm count. This is like the 3rd sub. Maybe it's only counting primes. Opponent's probably fuming at my speed of play here. Think we probably hold up Counterspell and block. I guess we could have attacked. No, we don't attack because they just triple block. We attack, they triple block, and we're hosed. Reckless Impulse. Counterspell. I don't want to give them an opportunity at 2 looks here and find a land. Do they attack? Thinking probably not. Maybe attack with 2 to get 1 damage in, but like, yeah, no attacks I think is the way to go for them. Fairy Miscreant. Might as well slam it. Now we have a creature that can potentially put a ninja into play. And again, I want to keep the Brine Barrow Intruder back, both as a blocker and because if I attack, they'll just triple block. The Hummel. Not only is Coop back, he also streams at a time you can catch. Oh, that sounds like win-win. Reckless Impulse. Not going to be able to counterspell that one. You're going to get those looks at those lands, and they find too. Hey, and another sub. The Hummel, thank you so much for the support. Thank you for your Prime sub, and enjoy those emotes. Lightning Bolt on the Brine Barrow Intruder. Yup. It's unfortunate. Now they're going to be able to start attacking again. Find a Fairy Seer. Oh, this is interesting. If we play the Fairy Seer first, then we can scry to set up our draw for the ninja, but we won't really have mana to cast anything unless we put an island on top, and then we can recast the Fairy Miscreant. Or we could just blind draw. And then worst case, we can play Fairy Seer again. Like, I know I need card advantage, but also getting another land in play would not be the worst thing, allowing us to kind of spread out. Because what's the best thing we can hit if we are leaving our 1 mana up? Maybe another Brine Barrow Intruder? Of one mind, we would only have Ninja in play, so we wouldn't be able to cast it. Yeah, next turn. All right, let's set things up. Maybe we can set up land into of one mind or land into spell stutter. I love this. Oops, too early. Jump the gun a little bit. It's been a little while since I've thought about Turbo Fog. Like the new hotness for those kinds of decks is the Sultai Poison. Oh yeah, you're right. Absolutely could have and should have. I mean, they even have another land right here. So yeah, they 100% should have lava darted there. Opponent plays the Great Furnace out of exile and moves to combat. Rinto, hello. Usually play the version with 4 mutagenics. Yeah, I've been seeing fewer and fewer mutagenics, which has been kind of surprising. Kind of want to keep my Fairy Seer to be able to keep doing ninja stuff, but I don't want to be taking all this damage. Wow, that's brutal. With the spell stutter sprite on top as well. Ugh. Would have loved to have counterspelled that. Either one. Oh, and there's the lava dart. We are in deep trouble now. All we can do is sit back on this spell stutter sprite at the moment, which can only counter a 1-drop. And it's almost like mono red is good or something. Fortunately, we have 5 1-mana counter spells in our sideboard just waiting for this. Let's see if our counter spell works. Huzzah! Well, despite how slow I've been playing, we're still doing okay on the clock here. So we're going to take 4, 5, 6, go to 8. 7 with the implement. Another spell stutter sprite. Hey, thanks for the follow, friend. Let's put down deep dish as soon as we get past priority back here. Hey, no need to apologize, Titan. Whether y'all are chatting, lurking, if you're popping in just for a minute to say hi, it's all good. Seems like we just gonna have to practice patience for a little bit here, anyways, as the opponent hangs here on the blocker's step without any possible blocks. Maybe the opponent had to step out for a minute for a little bit of help with trigonometry. It's a great option, Titan. Mono Blue is one of my favorite decks in Pauper, and I think it's one of the. I was saying this before. I think it's one of the best decks to start in the format with. I don't think they have another Lava Dart. Nope. Fire Blast Fairy. It's possible. I would be surprised. Another land. Pass the turn. Unlock the red clock for the true mono red experience. I was doing that pretty hard yesterday. First time back in like 6 months. Okay, great target for a spell stutter sprite. Titan, I have definitely never heard that before. Oh wow, they had another synthesizer? Madness. I have the other spell stutter sprite, but don't have the mana to cast it. Okay, Reckless. They have no land, so they can't play it this turn. Oh man, I really want to hold this spell stutter sprite so we can counter this Reckless, but I gotta block here. Like I have to. Take 3 to 4. Oh, that's right. That's right. I was thinking I was thinking the 2 turns because that's how Reckless works. Synthesizer is only this turn. 100%. Don't have to worry. Sakatoa. Sakatuya. And another Ninja the Deep Hours. Oh, it's about sine, cosine, and tangent. Okay. I think we do just pass here. We're still in just like a huge amount of trouble. This Dwarven Forge Chanter. Definitely did not give this card the respect it's due. Spell Stutter Sprite. And they're empty-handed, so their attacks are not good. They could still attack all here, put us to 3, and then we die to a lightning bolt. Yeah, that's fair. If we played Ninja, we wouldn't get this Spell Stutter. I think we block like this. We could take 2, go to 2. We get to keep the Spell Stutter, turn it into a Ninja. That is another good option. We could double block the Forge Chanter, get it off the board. Just all bad options. But hey, maybe we'll win on time. That would be funny. I do like the snap, though. Snap is not the worst. But maybe it'll just be nothing. Like, we could get rid of the Goblin token, but more likely it's just a dead card. Oh, yeah, like, we cannot possibly snap that. We would die. Where have you been, Cooper the Red? That's a good question. If you figure that out, let me know. But I'm here now. Yep, here to stay. So if we attack with 2 ninjas, we have 2 blockers because of Fairy Miscreant, and then we also have Snap. We get to draw 2 cards that way. I think we have to start being as aggressive as possible. Yeah, Nerdy Orion, but you know what they say about rumors? They're all based on fact. Oh, wow. They're setting up a block here. That, okay, yep. The Hummel, nice. Probably should have left that island in hand, actually, to bluff another spell. 100% should have left that island in hand. This is one thing that, oh, okay. Yeah, that's game over. One thing that you have to get used to in watching my stream is me second guessing myself the whole time. Titan. Cheers. Yeah. Been out of the game for a little while. I've been trying to track down the Pinkertons, knock on their door for a change, see how they like it, but that hasn't really been working out. Hey, Barox TV has the manners to open a chest. Let me figure out the sideboarding, and we'll get right on that. I definitely agree with the mute 100%. We got to bring in all of these. So then we've got two spots left. We could take out two snaps. Snaps aren't too great in this matchup. I'm wondering if I actually prefer the mutas to the snaps. We could also like potentially bring in Steel Sabotage because they do have a few artifact spells that are fairly important. Ah, Paul Blart Molkov, thank you. All right, Titan. Well, nice to see you in chat. And if uh, if you're of the mind to, of course, the video will be available on YouTube later. All right, we're gonna submit this, and we're gonna go open that chest. All right, let's see what's inside. One chest open. 5 play points. Ren and Realmbreaker, a 3 mana planeswalker with 4 loyalty. Lands you control have tap, add 1 mana of any color. Up to 1 target land you control becomes a 3/3 elemental creature with vigilance, hexproof, and haste until your next turn. It's still a land. -2. Mill 3 cards. You may put a permanent card from among the milled cards into your hand. And -7, you get an emblem with you may play lands and cast permanents from your graveyard. Fantastic. Also got Magus of the Disc, a 2/4 human wizard. Magus of the Disc enters the battlefield tapped. Generic and tap it. Destroy all artifacts, creatures, and enchantments. Ren is 13 ticks. Oh, that's fantastic. I'll have to trade that off ASAP. Get some value out of that. We have one more chest open here. We find 15 play points. And Cub Warden, a 4 mana 3/5 mutate for 4 mana with lifelink. Whenever this creature mutates, create 2 1/1 white cat creature tokens with lifelink. Fantastic. All right, let's head back into the game here before our opponent throws a conniption. Definitely keep this. Play a land, pass the turn back. Find a fairy miscreant. And pass. They're just holding up removal spell, waiting for our creatures, so we're not going to play into that turn. Okay. Let's start doing things. Got double counterspell back up. like to keep the Miscreant, but we'll see what the opponent does. We might have to let it go. Opponent doing a whole lot of nothing here. They probably got like a million Pyros in hand. Another of one mind. I'm kind of leery about going for Ninja here. When we play the Ninja, they're going to have the ability to go removal spell, and then we lose it. Right now, we're just keeping up double counters. And they're not doing anything. Lava Dart. Oh, that one is a pain. Yeah, they are missing land drops. I think we counterspell this, hold up Hydro, because they're not going to sacrifice a mountain to flash it back. Sure. Now we get to keep up Hydro for whatever their play is this turn. Epicure can resolve. Oh, another counterspell for our collection. Kuyara. That's going all right. We're still in game one here. Or sorry, match one, I mean, game two. We ended up losing game one, but now we've got our Hydros and Blue Elemental Blasts. Hopefully that'll make the difference. But this Epicure is already doing work. I think we play an of one mind here, draw some cards, try and find something to do. We can't just be sitting back forever. That Epicure eventually will kill us. Find another Hydroblast and a Miscreant. They do have the Lava Dart in the graveyard, though. So we play this Miscreant. It's not long for this world. Come on, no rebirth, no rebirth. All right, no rebirth. Hydroblast that. want to let them get card advantage. That's our game. Who would have thought like red is one of the best card advantage decks now? The deck is nuts. It does so much. Take this, maybe for the last time. All right, let's see if we can land this ninja and maybe in 1 mana of 1 mind, depending on if they want to do something with that lava dart. Fairy Seer, ninja of 1 mind, hydroblast. All right, let's set up our draw for the ninja. Spell Stutter Sprite is perfect. We don't need any more lands. Bottom top. All right, do they Lava Dart? Looks like a no on the Lava Dart. Switch that out. Okay. If we counter this, then we don't have counter magic left over. We also don't get to 1 mana of 1 mind if we don't counter it. But I'm also running out of time here. Looks like it's going to be another long league today, friends. Yeah, let's keep our ninja. It is the backbone of our deck. I'm also feeling far more inclined to block the Epicure now. Reckless Impulse number 3 finds them land number 4. Sorry to hear that, Akiara. I know that my internet is definitely not as good as it was when I was living in Halifax, but it looks like it's still good enough to have a Magic the Gathering stream. I don't know if I could play an online game and stream anymore. I'll have to give it a test. Maybe try some Chivalry on stream, see what happens. All right, so at this point, we really need to be aware of our time and just try and keep more time on our clock than the opponent has. It's gonna be the name of the game, or at least one of them. Fairy Seer. Top these. I'm gonna leave the other Fairy Seer in hand at the moment. They could potentially have End the Festivities, which we would be able to counter, but that would be quite the blowout. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no point in playing another Scry 2. We would just be throwing the Fairy Seer to the wolves. All right, so we got that one countered. Do they have another? They use a blood token, discarding a mountain. Try and find another End of Festivities. find it. No, they have Galv Blast. That's fine. I think if they double attack, I think we block one. Because then we can ninja. Um, Bottom top. That's the turn. Hold up Spell Stutter Sprite or Hydroblast. Spell Stutter that. Hope I didn't make a grievous error if they have another Lava Dart here. Okay, looking good. Probably no attacks. Oh wow, combat. Did not expect. And then we get to return the sprite with a ninja, and we are sitting pretty. And we're holding up double counterspell. There's a hacker. All right, they're going to scoop it up there, giving themselves a little bit over 5 minutes for game three. We have a little bit over 6 minutes. So as long as we play a little bit faster than the opponent, we have plenty of time on our clock. No land hand. Obviously, we mulligan this. Opponent keeps their 7. We'll keep this one. And we'll get rid of, thinking counter spell. Maybe we get rid of the sprite. Just hold the hard counter so it can't be interacted with. All right, now we're racing. Let's go. Swift Spear, shit. As far as turn ones go, that's a good one. All right, they just hit the red. I decided I wanted to hold up Hydro here try and stop something important, and they end up throwing down an Epicure. Not really something I want to Hydroblast. Brine Barrow Intruder makes short work of that. We can shrink the Swift Spear next turn, block the Epicure. Let's see if maybe we can catch a Rebirth. That would be ideal. No such luck. Now a full minute ahead. But opponent still has plenty of time to finish this game out, so let's not get overconfident, shall we? They're going to Galv Blast the Brine Barrow Intruder. Guess we'll Hydro Blast that so we can block. Kind of just want to hold up some counter magic here and see what we can do with that. So they have 2 cards left in hand. One really, really good one on board, and they fail to attack. Oh, that could cost them. I'm going to want to hold up Spellstutter Sprite here, so we just got to pass. We're missing our land drops. I'd love to be planting these Fairy Seers so we could set up land drops on top, but I really want to hold up Spellstutter Sprite. Come on, no response, no response. Oh, no response. They 100% should have sacrificed Implement here. Okay, that's fair. But like sacrificing Implement, try and find the removal spell for Spellstutter Sprite so they can get both Swift Spears down, I think was the play. They have 2 minutes and 15 seconds. So we're 2 minutes ahead now. And again, we miss on land. Oh, there we go. Top, top. Okay, so they discard a mountain here with their blood token and find Dwarven Forge Chanter. And they're at 1 minute and 40 seconds. If they attack, we double block. Managed to trade one of our Faeries for their Swift Spear. Excellent trade, I think. And we win the match. They decide to concede here, failing to believe in themselves to get those last 12 points of damage. We've got the blockers. We went top on our scries, and opponent throws in the towel. We got there, friends. This hand looks pretty good to me. Hey, what's up, Grim? Yeah, it's been a little while, eh? 6 months or so. So while we are playing the snow-covered island to hide which deck we're playing, casting the Fairy Miscreant basically reveals what we're doing, and Peatbog from the opponent leads me to believe the opponent is playing that sweet Sultai Poison deck. Another Miscreant. All right, I think we go play Miscreant, draw a card, attack with Miscreant, Ninjutsu for Hacker, draw a card. Oh, the Spell Pierce, though. And we draw an island. Fantastic. Now, the Snap is basically a dead card. We're not really going to be able to use it unless we find some Spell Stutter sprites. Yeah, see, this is why I was like, Spell Pierce, if we could counter that. Yeah, that's true. We could also return the Hacker to hand. But I'm thinking we'll probably just use the Hacker to discard the Snap. Oh, never mind. Anoint with Affliction has exiled our creature. I'm thinking they don't really have a ton of mana yet. We can probably get away with holding up Spell Pierce this turn, and then hold up Counterspell subsequently. So let's get that draw in and get the extra power on board. Cool. All right, now we got double counter spell, actual factual double counter spell. And we could actually snap a miscreant to replay it, but that would take us off double counter spell. We would have spell pierce at that point. We can wait one more turn, and that will actually be a better play, I think. Yeah, that's true. That's true. They always have to be really careful about those last couple points, those last couple ticks of mana. Absolutely counterspell experimental augury. It's one of their better cards. And then we'll spell pierce this. I'm thinking of one mind. Draw two cards. Although we could just like snap Miscreant to draw 1. Yeah, of 1 mine, we still get to hold up Counterspell. And we find a Ninja. Deep Analysis. This one does not proliferate. It draws them cards, but they don't get to proliferate. On the other hand, they only have 2 cards left. If we counter this, they don't have much left to do. They wouldn't even be able to flash it back, really. Not this turn, anyway. I don't think that's too aggressive. I think that's the exact right amount of aggression. And then we draw Spell Stutter Sprite with the snaps. Let's go. And we find another land, so we can play this. So if I do not play the Miscreant, then I have Spellstutter Sprite, Snap, Spellstutter Sprite. Opponent's definitely going to know that we've got the goods when I don't replay the Miscreant to draw a card. That's a Proliferate card, 100% want to counter that one. Again, that's one of the better cards. And we win. Okay. So opponent's deck is one of the decks that I am actually really interested in playing. Really want to try that out. We don't actually have a ton of good cards here to bring in. We could bring in Steel Sabotage. I mean, we want to take out our snaps. We don't really need our mutas. And Cryptomancer is kind of meh as well. I guess actually Cryptomancer is probably the best of all those cards, so we'll keep that one. Yeah, the counters for sure. Serrated Arrows makes me want Annul even more. And then maybe we keep some number of snaps so we can snap Spell Stutter to our hand. This is a tough one. I mean, we've got Fairy Seer to find the second land. We have a Null and Spell Pierce. I think we're supposed to keep. Oh, nice. We just find second land right off the top. So then the question is, do we hold up Spell Pierce or Annul right now to try and hit a turn 2 Prismatic? Oh my god! Ravan 303 with 1,000 bits! Oh, so many bits! Thank you so much! Nom 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 nom! Oh, amazing. So glad to see you're back at it, Cooper. Hope all is well with your non-magic life. Everything's going good. Thank you so much for your generosity. No, I'm really, really happy to be back. It's been way too long. I guess actually, yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, since we have the second land, end of turn, we can Brine Barrow Intruder, and that'll get us our ninja. Oh, you're gonna kill the Brine Barrow Intruder here? Wow. Yeah, well, I mean, it gives me a poison counter, so yeah, that makes sense. And it keeps me off of Ninja. Okay. Vraska's Fall. Second verse, same as the first, I suppose. And it did take a counter off of the Peat Bog, which is actually a big deal. Let's annul that. Maybe I should have Spell Pierced that, actually. I mean, the annul was going to work guaranteed there. Spell Pierce can hit other things, where sometimes annul is just not going to work. Find a snap. Bring an MC Hacker. And 100% draw a card here. Find Deep Dish. And I guess we'll pass the turn with Spell Pierce up, and we can throw down another Intruder, which can turn into another Hacker. Okay, so if we Spell Pierce this, they have to lose the Peat Bog in order to let it resolve. And then what are they proliferating? Our poison counter? Oh, Whisper of the Dross. Yeah, you got it. Shit. And then they can pay for the Spell Pierce and Contentious Plan. Definitely was not considering Whisper of the Dross, which is too bad because I played the card earlier. Played the card yesterday. Had a lot of fun with it. And now we're already at 3 poison. Oh yeah. The I need lands. Need lands, bottom bottom. The depletion lands are so good with the proliferate deck. It's nuts. I'm just glad that most of them went down in price. I picked up 4 copies of Scary. Oh no, that's basically GG. I have um I have a Serrated Arrows, actually, the physical card that looks like this. The F&M promo. No idea where it is, but it exists somewhere. Oh my god, really? Wow. I think that's game over. We were just way too slow on that and got absolutely blown out by Whisper of the Draws. I mean, we slowed them down a good amount, but it was not enough. Okay, they're on a deep mulligan here, down to 5 cards. We've got turn 2 Ninja. Revan, that would probably actually work, and then we just wouldn't draw lands for the rest of the league. That's my luck. Oh, nice draw. That is such a good draw. So now we get to keep mana up for a null. So we can counter a prismatic prism or something. The prism. No whisper one time. Handsome. Right back at you. Good to see you. Wasn't sure if I should send you a message, be like, hey, guess who's streaming again? Guess the alerts got you? Wow, they're going to contentious plan proliferate with nothing to proliferate. We let this resolve. I mean, not that we have anything to say about it anyway. Bing bong. Hope they've been meetings to discuss how great you are. So we can discard a land here. And we get to hold up a null if we want to put down Deep Dish. We can hold up Counterspell a null. Let's just hold up a null for this turn. They don't have anything too scary yet. And Deep Dish isn't killed by their main removal spell until we get 3 poison counters. All right, stack it so the Moon Circuit Hacker resolves last. So we get the extra card draw from the Deep Dish to see another card to just choose what we're going to discard. And we'll discard, do we discard a land here? I think I might actually discard Brine Barrow Intruder. Maybe Fairy Miscreant. Because we can play Brine Barrow Intruder for some extra power at the end of their turn here if they don't play a Prism for us to annul. All right, does this kill the MC Hacker? Oh, this is counter the Brine Barrow Intruder. Sure. That's fine. I gotta say no twice for that. Um, Delver of Secrets. This was actually a huge win for this deck, getting rid of Delver and putting in Intruder. All right, let's scry to set up our draws here. Just played a land. Another annul is fine. We don't need the Intruder in this matchup. Oh, Steel Sabotage as well. What do we even get rid of here? The hand is so good. Maybe get rid of the Steel Sabotage? Just hold up a null counterspell? Annul that. 100%. That card is a death sentence, as we saw last time. Cast of one mind. Play a land. Now we've got another counterspell. And I'm not going to deep dish here for 2 mana. Let's keep 4 mana open so we can keep all of our counter magic up. But we are going to draw. And we can get rid of one of the extra lands here. We're going to keep the snap for the spell starter sprite, so that's like another counterspell. Witches. Spell stutter that. Opponent puts the GG up in chat. Classy. Hand looks good. If we decided not to ninja, we could actually of one mind for 1 mana on turn 2. Oh yeah, Twin Silk Spider, gotta watch out for that. Henky, hello. Yeah, no kidding. Twin Silk Spider is one hell of a magic card. Great Furnace. Looks like this is not Walls. Nor is it Wallas. Another Miscreant. I think we just hold up Brinebarrow Intruder here. Golden Egg. Is this Boros? That just happened to play 2 mountains first? I think 0 takes me to the end step. Sure does. And another land on top. I think I'm just going to hold up the Brinebarrow Intruder again here, rather than expose ourselves to a end the festivities. Yeah, and there's the Windscarred Crag. So we are playing against Boros, as expected. And here's a Galv Blast for our Intruder. They were ready. But we're still going to be able to draw a card with double Miscreant. And we find another island. Of course, Skyfisher would love to counterspell that, but we took down counterspell to draw a card. What a fool. So we could play MC Hacker, which would let us play of one mind for 1 mana, but then we don't get to counterspell. Alternatively, we could play MC Hacker at full price and then just pass. And then we get to hold up counterspell. We could double attack, throw away a miscreant, and turn the other miscreant into a hacker. It doesn't seem very good either. Okay, there's a snap. Let's cast of one mind for 1 mana. Find a spell stutter sprite. And we'll draw and discard. Discard that island, draw another spell stutter sprite. Magnifique. Another lightning bolt at MC Hacker. I think we let this one resolve because I want to counterspell the creature. And by counterspell I mean spell stutter sprite. Okay, let's Faeries Seer. We got a snap and a ninja. Let's go top top. Glinthawk. With their only white mana, they play a blocker. So the question is, do we believe they play End the Festivities? I think we can beat a blocker, but we can't beat End the Festivities. If they play that, we lose. And it's definitely possible that they have that, or there's a 2 mana spell that does something similar in red. So I think we play around the sweeper. Sure. Get another counter spell back. Absolutely take that. Thank you. And I guess we'll set up our draws because we only have enough mana for another 1 counter spell. Double spell pierce. Let's put 1 bottom, 1 top. They are a little bit tight on mana. Journey to Nowhere. I guess we can snap whatever they target with this. Then I'd lose hard again to Only having 2 mana here is a bit of a problem if I'm trying to play around a sweeper. So the question is I think it's called Crack the Earth. Is that a sorcery? No, that's not the name of the card. Does anyone know the new Pauper card? It's modal. It's like destroy an artifact, destroy a wall, does 1 damage to each creature. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Is that card an instant? Smash to dust, thank you. Amazing. Well, I guess we're playing into it now. Oh, mutagenic growth would save one of our creatures and the ninja wouldn't die. Okay. I like the mutagenic growth draw here. Yeah, there's a smash to dust we've been playing around. I think it's a core Skyfish or the Journey to Nowhere here. Okay, so we have Brine Barrow Intruder. So whatever they use to block the ninja, we can Brine Barrow Intruder. And at least keep the ninja around, but like, oh man. We're close and we're also pretty far away. Our attacks aren't looking very good here. Because they block here, and we aren't able to really do anything. But our attacks look better next turn when we can present a lethal attack with counterspell backup. Friggin' Golden Egg. That can gain them 3 life. I think it's time to counterspell that. Such a close game. Oh, not a good draw. Might have let this one slip by letting that smash to just resolve. Should have played more cautiously, perhaps. And we're also way behind on time. Like, way, way, way behind. Yeah, this is really starting to slip away. We need to find some of one mind here. We need of one mind. Very Miscreant's not going to do it. Oh, they're even attacking now. Hey, Vitor, I see you have the manas to open a chest. We'll get to that in just a moment here when we have a organic moment to take a break, maybe during sideboard. Another Brine Barrow Intruder. Might be time to try to crack in. So they have 2 flying blockers. We have 1, 2, 3 flying attackers. So we'll put them to 3 that way. They can block this here, block this here. And we don't really get any good combats, actually. And we just have to pass again. Their blocks are still really good, even with the Brine Barrow Intruder. I don't need any more lands, deck. No more lands, thank you. 6, 7, 8. Oh, actually, yeah, we've gotten less than half the lands. We've gone through almost half the deck. So it's not like we're flooding. This is pretty much what we would expect out of our lands. Find a snap. So we could snap the Skyfisher, attack for 3 in the air. They take 2. We play Brine Barrow. Then they just get to replay the core Skyfisher. Actually, shit. I should have snapped the Spellstutter Sprite in response to that. Countered their Synthesizer. We'll do it this time. Yeah, you don't see Boros too often, but when you do, you're playing Faeries, and we draw another land. All right, we're a little bit above average now on lands that we've drawn. They have 2 flying blockers. We have still only 3 flying attackers. We're not able to get through their forces here. Their creatures are all just a little bit better than ours. And here's that journey. We're not going to be able to do anything about that. Get rid of our Spellstutter Sprite, one of our blockers, play a Windscarred Crag, go up to 7. And it looks like we are going to be losing this game, and we're also way, way, way behind on time. So I'm going to see if I can catch up on time a little bit here. But I think that we're probably going to be conceding pretty quickly. Well, that's going to be a loss on game 1 of match 3. But if we can get 2 in a row here, we can keep the 5-0 dream alive. Oh, we're not really flooded. Now we are. Find a snap. We don't have spell stutter anymore. I guess we could snap the samurai. All right, let's concede this game and open up that chest. Vitor's got the points. We got the chests. What is this red square doing around my qualifier point? Okay, 35 play points by itself, worth more than the value of the chest. We also find Doomscar Warrior, a 4 mana 4/3 with backup 1, trample. And whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player or battle, look at that many cards from the top of your library. You may reveal a creature or land card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. Neato. And that's the last chest for the day, unless I 5-0. So Steel Sabotage and Annul are the cards that I could see bringing in. We got a backup card too. Yeah, backup is a neat mechanic for sure. I'm not a huge fan of Snap in this matchup since basically everything, all of their creatures have enter the battlefield triggers. So I'd just be giving them more value if I'm snapping their cards. This could absolutely be just too many of these effects. I'm wondering if I should maybe play like a Hydroblast instead, because then at least like Hydroblast can counter, the Synthesizer can also counter Smash to Dust. We could Steel Sabotage their artifact land. That's kind of funny. Imagine they play like Artifact Land turn 1, turn 2 Karoo. We Steel Sabotage their land. They have to bounce the Karoo. That would be hilarious. Blibet Cooper is here. I'd say welcome back, but it's your first time in chat. So welcome, welcome. Suppose you saw my content on the YouTubes. Well, YouTube videos are starting up again. I put out a YouTube video today, and this video will be up on YouTube on Thursday. Got you into Pauper? Oh, fantastic! That's the whole goal, getting people excited about my favorite format. We could Fairy Miscreant here and then hold up Steel Sabotage for their 2-drop. Or we could just Ninja and start getting aggressive. Turn 2 Ninja on the play is pretty good. Let's bring out the Deep Dish. Find another Miscreant. Would have liked Island, but Miscreant is a Magic the Gathering card. Oh my god. If we had kept Steel Sabotage up, Glinthawk would just be gone. Blast. Hey, thanks for the follow, friend. Hey, fantastic. Well, thanks a lot for coming around, and yeah, feel free to leave a comment on some of those YouTube videos. Love seeing those. So we got Brine Barrow Intruder as our combat trick here. So our ninja gets to kill their bird. We get to keep our ninja. Now we get to either play Miscreant or hold up Steel Sabotage. I want to play the Miscreant so we can play Of One Mind next turn. Okay, and we wouldn't have had anything to counter with Steel Sabotage yet anyway. Sucks losing the Deep Dish, but we do have another. Oh, and a Galv Blast to get rid of our Miscreant. Alright, let's Fairy Seer of One Mind. Do need lands. Do I want 2 lands though? Probably. I don't know. Like there could be more lands on top, right? I don't want 5 lands. Find Hydroblast. I think we keep up a little bit of counter magic here. Oh, wow. Okay, they respond to our Steel Sabotage with a Red Elemental Blast and get to resolve their spare supplies. Another Karoo land. Acting like card advantage. We can play a Ninja the Deep Hours, though. Get that Deep Dish down. Oh, woe is me, should have kept that other land. Oh, there's another one. Oh wow, they just let me connect with the ninja. Brave. Very, very brave. All right. Radiant Fountain, they gain 2 life. They just really been holding back here. I wonder what else they have in hand. We've got double counter magic here. Let's play the Brine Barrow. Get another critter on board. All right, we got MC Hacker. Attack all. Guess we'll Hydro that. They Red Elemental Blast us. Let's counterspell that. They're doing the math, but they still die. Okay, we're 1-1. So we are on the back foot here since we are going to be on the draw, but not bad, not bad. We managed to take a game from them. So let's see if we can take 2. One land hand on the draw with a Fairy Seer. Risky. No lands. Ouch. Hit 2 here instead of 6. Because I was going to say we want mutagenic growth in case we can save the Seer here, but we can't. We could have saved it from a Galv Blast. Land on top. Shit. Foiled again by my 1 land keeps. Hey. Classic 1 land coup, exactly. Could it really be a Cooper of the Red League without a 1 land keep? I didn't even count their artifacts there. That could have been a total punt. Imagine if they had 3 artifacts. It's like 1, 2, yeah, but That would have been real bad. Wow, over 10 minutes behind. It's embarrassing. Oh, that's streaming for you. Let's annul that. Spell pierce that. Which they use a red elemental blast on, sure. Jay, hello. They have enough artifacts, so Muta here would just be pointless. But we could Muta here and kill their Skyfisher. I needed to keep up more mana maybe for Cryptomancer. Less than 3 minutes left on the clock. Find a Spell Stutter Sprite. Glinthawk's a real good one for them. Jukabog, not really doing too much. Got a little over 2 minutes, and we find another land on top. Lame. Can't really keep doing that. Oh no, another Glinthawk. Well, I think this game is over, officially. We fought hard, but in the end, didn't even matter. MC Hacker. Hey, Blind Judge with the sub. Thank you so much for the support. Welcome back, my friend. Aw. I was really hoping they were going to let that one through. Hey, Shauna. What's good? Another 2 life gain. They're up to 11. We take 6 here. And then we die to Galv Blast. Let's set up a block in Brine Barrow. Another hacker. Spell Stutter Sprite. Seems about right. Let that resolve because I gotta keep this Spell Stutter Sprite for like a Galv Blast or Lightning Bolt. We have exactly lethal, but the golden egg means that we don't actually have exactly lethal. Another 1 land hand on the play, but we have Fairy Seer and Ninja the Deep Hours. It's been a bad time every time we've kept this. Let's see if we can change our luck. Bioshock Infinite coin with you. Pull it out every time people ask you to explain statistics. Amazing. That was a really amazing game. Bioshock and Bioshock and Bioshock Infinite. Incredible games. And those are the only 2 Bioshock games that were ever made. MC Hacker is interesting. Kind of just want more lands though. Let's go bottom top. Although, like, if you really love the Bioshock games and you just really needed to have more Bioshock content, you should check out System Shock 2. The game is quite old, but it is the spiritual I guess progenitor of the Bioshock series. Highly recommended. So right now, the decks that I have upcoming are the Sultai. Didn't I put you on the bottom of the deck? The Sultai Poison deck, the Sultai Proliferate, and then just like the red stuff that has been tearing through the format. So those are the next two decks that I'm probably going to be playing. Do you have anything cool to recommend? I'm also looking at Orzhov Ephemerate. So yeah, nothing too spicy right now. Okay, so they play an island with an evolving wilds. So I'm thinking, okay, now they play forest. What is this? Blighted agent. Shit. Okay, I guess we got to keep up counterspell. Land? No land. So we could Fairy Seer, try and draw a counterspell. Or sorry, try and draw a land, I mean. I mean, the spiciest thing that I have, I played yesterday. I mean, I really love that deck, but wouldn't be everybody's cup of tea. All right, come on, give me a land. No land. I do like Mono Black Garden. I would like to play that at some point. Again, it's been a long time. Shit. Well, I hope we don't die. I think I have to bluff the spell pierce here. I have to pretend I have action because otherwise they go all in and I die. They could also be doing like some sort of proliferate nonsense. But I do like having access to the snap now. Any lands? No lands still. I feel like it would be foolhardy to put a hacker down. We do draw the land though. Thank you. Play another Fairy Seer. Top, top. Tap your mana to do something, please, so I can snap your creature. No such luck. Might of Old Krosa resolves. So they still have a blue mana up. They probably have like Spell Pierce or something. So I'm just hosed. No way. I cannot believe that worked. Literally cannot believe. Everybody was kung fu fighting. Bow, 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 bow. Cool. I guess let's keep up Counterspell. Seems good, man. Okay. So we want Gut Shot. We keep all our snaps. I think we take out Muta. I'm wondering about a null because they probably have Rancor. This deck is obviously like quite different from what they're playing, but like you're playing an Infect deck. I imagine you have a Rancor. I kind of feel like a null would be going too far. Maybe for the extra Muta, I could put in one copy of a null, try and counter a Rancor. I mean, it's one card for 4, and Rancor is crazy, crazy good. And we're taking out Muta, which is like so-so. That's my thinking on it anyway. I never pretended to be, the be all and end all of Magic knowledge. I'm just some regular guy that loves Pauper Magic and wants to spread the good word. Yeah, unsure about the annul, but we're gonna give it a shot. If we tag a Rancor with it, we'll feel pretty smart. So we've got another one land hand on the draw. We got Fairy Seer, we got Gut Shot. I'm gonna keep this. The Gut Shot seems super good. Let's see if we can find land with Fairy Seer. Come on, Fairy Seer, do your job. Find us. Island, let's go. Bottom top. Listener Elf, sure. Oh my god. Okay, please no Muta, please no Muta, please no Muta. Yes. Got shot 2 for 1. That is amazing. And now we have Spell Stutter up. I'm wondering if we should just keep up Spell Stutter here, or if we should go for a Ninja. Like, we could play Deep Dish, but I really feel like if we can Spell Stutter their next creature, we probably just win. And if we can find land, then we can maybe, like, MC Hacker, do some stuff. Baby, how does it feel to be so talented? All right, let's deep dish at this point. Find the land too. They go for a ponder, sure. No whammy, no whammy. If we can untap here, we're feeling really strong. Chooses not to shuffle, plays Forest, and Iker Clawmere. Oh my god. Who's laughing now, chat? One of a null. Should be playing more annuls, if anything. I didn't even think about Iker Clawmere. At this point, I think we play the Faeries here. We only have access to one counterspell anyway, and this makes our Spellstutter Sprite hit for 2. We'll bottom. I think we go bottom, bottom. The spell Pierce isn't as important now. We just want to counter their creatures. We've got ninjas already. Just looking for more counter spells. Find a snap. Amazing. Now we have double counter magic up. I think we just attack for 5, and then once more attack for 5. Win the game that way. So we have 5 lands now. We can afford to play one more creature. Let's play a miscreant, and we're still holding up double counter magic, as well as snap. And opponent concedes. Rough one for the opponent there. Yeah, I think that I definitely should have recognized Iker Clawmere, but I was thinking about um my Sultai deck, which obviously is going to be very, very different. But yeah, I was thinking like, we'll hit a Rancor, and we managed to hit an Iker Clawmere with it. That was definitely vindicating. Another one land hand on the play with Fairy Seer and Ninja the Deep Hours. What a risk. Let's keep it. This hand is amazing if we make it to land number 2. No lands. Bottom, bottom. Oh, is this the mirror match? It is. This is the mirror match. What a perfect match to end the day with. Crap. And we miss. Brutal. All right, well, we trade our creatures, but unfortunately, we miss our land drop. And that's where everything starts to fall apart, my friends. If we hit land here, though, we might be okay. HNDK, good day. And I think that is the end of game one. Should be a spell stutter from the opponent here. And they're showing off here. Turn 3, they play their third land drop. When we see the ninja, we concede. All right, so we bring in Gut Shot. I think that's the only thing we bring in. I think we take out. I think we take out Snap or Spell Pierce. What do you think, chat? What do we take out in the mirror match? Yeah, yeah, we did. We used it against the Boros deck, and I think we had it in hand versus the Infect deck. Um, yeah, it hasn't really done too much for us because it's only a one of. Terrible hand. This is keepable. We go MC Hacker here. They could just gut shot it. That would be brutal. No gut shot one time. Okay, and this means since we don't do damage, we don't get the draw. But we get a 1 mana of 1 mind if we get to keep both of our creatures here. Try and play another Miscreant, I dare you. Oh, crap. That's a good one. Guess we keep the gut shot for a moment here. I also have a of 1 mind. I counter my own gut shot. Do we trade for the intruder? I'm gonna leave the hacker back so that they can't make their own ninja. Another of one mind. Wow. They have drawn so many cards. Oh, this is tricky because they could have another Brine Barrow intruder, and then I just lose my hacker, or they could have a hacker of their own, and then they get their intruder back. I mean, I did keep it back to block. Okay, they had mutagenic, and we draw island. Not much we can do here. Another fairy miscreant. I guess we could snap our spell stutter sprite to counter this, so they don't get to draw another card. Okay. Um, I don't want them making a ninja. And they make one anyway. They have two cards left in hand versus our Fairy Seer. So we'll leave the island in hand as a bluff. And we'll block the hacker. And of course, they have another hacker, which puts the Brine Barrow Intruder back in their hand, which they immediately play to shrink our Seer, which saves their other hacker. And they are really pulling away here. I don't think our Brine Barrow Intruder on top is going to be able to level this out. All right, we'll cast the Intruder. Do you have a Spell Stutter Sprite or Counterspell? No. Shrink one, then block the other, so they draw no cards. Are we supposed to let them draw one card here so that we can kill both hackers with the Intruder? Ah, damn. Wow. Yeah, they are playing just way better than us. It wasn't the third muta, it was a snap. They're making this game look like a snap. They did some really cool stuff with the ninjas here, so they don't have to discard with either of them. Ninjutsu a ninja with another ninja, and then you can put the other ninja down. You just put into your hand, so you don't have to discard anything. All right, friend. This is just about the best we think we could draw, so I guess we'll play one more turn. Opponent's like, no way. All right. I would give you the GG in chat, but you didn't say anything to my good luck. So, GG. We managed to 3-2 again. Same result as yesterday. And you know what? That's fine. We managed to get all of our play points back, plus a little bit of extra with a qualifier point and the treasure chest. So that's pretty cool. So this is the deck list that I was playing today, Blue Fairies. Definitely one of the stronger options in the current meta. And as I've said before, this would be one of the top decks that I would recommend to a new player looking to enter into the format. There's a few reasons for that. First off, quite a few of the cards that you're going to be picking up out of this deck are going to be playable in other decks as well. Spellstutter Sprite, Fairy Seer, Ninja the Deep Hours, Relic Progenitus, Hydroblast. These cards are all used in multiple decks. Counterspell as well, even Snap. Um, so picking up these cards means you're gonna start a base of pauper cards, and you're gonna have a really powerful deck to play with right out of the gate. You're playing kind of like a tempo aggro deck, so you're gonna be able to really focus on like what you're doing, try and get your creatures down, focus the opponent down, and as you're learning more about the format, you learn more about which are the problem spells that you need to counter. You should you be keeping mana up to counter a smash to dust, or is it okay to counter this experimental synthesizer, that kind of a thing. I think that the deck performed magnificently. I love Brine Barrow Intruder in comparison to Delver of Secrets. 100% this is the right human for the job, since we're going to be returning it to our hand anyways with the ninjas. Having that enter the battlefield effect is a really big deal. And then, depending on the board, we can even like return the Brine Barrow Intruder to our hand after blockers, and then replay it with flash before damage to save one of our other creatures, maybe a ninja. So this is Pops Blueby. Not too sure about the Cryptomancer. I mean, we're only playing the one of, so we don't exactly have a lot of opportunities to see, like, hey, is this the right card? Is this the wrong card? But then again, I don't think I really want to play many more of them, to be honest. So I think it's definitely an option, but I'm not sure if it's the right one. Uh, Definitely has legs, but is it the right card? I think we still need quite a bit more time and the opinion of more players before we really decide if this is the right home for this card as a one of. Um, yeah, I mean, what can I say? I like the deck. It plays very well, and I think that better minds than mine have come up with the numbers of cards that we should be playing, the sideboards we should be looking at. If you've watched this league and enjoyed it and are thinking about picking up the deck, I would take a little bit of time to peruse some of the websites that talk about pauper decks like MtG Goldfish, and take a look at the various lists yourself and see what kind of list speaks to you. There are, like several options on things that you can be playing. You don't need to be playing the Cryptomancer. You could be playing, like Vapor Snag instead, or Bind the Monsters, a card that we used to play. But you know, like it's the new hotness, so we wanted to try it out, and it's definitely not the worst. Little bit sad about going down on Gutshot, but like I was playing three, but I've seen some lists that were playing zero, so I definitely wanted to keep some of them in here, especially for the mirror match, right? Like if we're gonna be playing against opponents that have mono blue fairies, we want to have that those access to those copies of Gutshot. That's going to be important, and this is one of the more popular decks right now. Um, Hydro Blast and Blue Elemental Blast are rather expensive if you don't have them already. I mean, rental services do exist, but if you're the type of person that is going to be playing Pauper for a long time, then it's definitely worth it to pick these things up because they show up again and again and again in many different decks. And there's a reason for it. With Mono Red being one of the best decks in the format, you want to have access to a 1 mana counterspell. So, yeah, really enjoyed the deck and would recommend.